Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have my top 10 favorite zombie maps within Call of Duty. Now, Call of Duty Zombies is very fun. A lot of people seem to like it. It's a really cool game mode, really great idea that sparked back in World at War as kind of an Easter egg for completing the campaign. If you guys don't know, that's how Zombies began. It began by completing the campaign in the single player of World at War, and then it would throw you into a zombies map. It was the very first map ever, NUKETOWN TOTEN, which was pretty awesome. A lot of people didn't see that coming. It was back in 2008, back when the community was a lot more small and you couldn't really just look up this kind of stuff online as easily. Not a lot of people knew about it. You know, you could have played World at War for 6 months and then not realize the zombies was even a feature of that game. And ever since then, it's exploded into this giant thing where a lot of people really seem to even want to buy the Treyarch games just for the zombies. There's a whole dedicated fan base out there that doesn't even really play the multiplayer, doesn't play the single player. They buy these games just for the zombies. It's a very fun game mode and a lot of people enjoy it, and I thought I would narrow down my top 10 favorite maps. Now, given there's only roughly 15 maps of zombies in total, because once again, this is a Treyarch brainchild, so we get zombie maps from World at War and Black Ops 2, and those are the only 3 games that have zombie maps. So it was kind of easy, I feel, to actually narrow this down from roughly 15. Of course, there's actually a bit more because some of the maps can be broken down into other maps and etc. But roughly 15 zombie maps. We're going to be displaying my top 10, but as I say with all my top 10 videos, this is all subjective. It's all my opinion. It's a top 10 if your favorite zombie map is not on here, or if you don't feel as though these are in the correct order. I'm sorry to disappoint you. That could be the case, but either way, once again, my top 10, my favorite maps. RIESE from World at War. RIESE was actually the final zombies map from World at War, and it was the first map to ever feature the Pack-a-Punch, which is one of, if not the greatest implementation into zombies. Beforehand, the maps prior to RIESE coming out, you had KINO NUMA, you had NUKETOWN TOTEN, and you had Verrückt, right? And on those maps, you could use whatever gun you really wanted, but once you hit round 20 and some of the higher rounds like that, then you were kind of forced to either find a wonder weapon or a machine gun. If you didn't find a light machine gun or a wonder weapon, you were really just kind of out of luck because none of the other weapons were powerful enough to take out the zombies at those levels. When they added Pack-a-Punch, that added a whole new element to the game. You could take any gun, upgrade it, and see how it would change the gun. It would increase the magazine size on most guns, it would make the guns more powerful, and sometimes it'd have way different features. For example, if you use the Black Ops Spaz 12 shotgun and you Pack-a-Punch that, it becomes fully automatic, has a giant magazine, and reloading one shell will reload the entire mag, and it was a really cool feature. It changed around the weapons, and it adds a whole new element to zombies. I love the fact that they add Pack-a-Punch to this map. And when I talk to people about what maps are their favorite and what maps they think is the best map in zombies, a lot of people go back to RIESE. But for me, this map is interesting. I love that they add Pack-a-Punch, but the fact that there's not too much variety in terms of the playstyle, and that the most popular strategy is for all of the people on your team to camp up on the catwalk, that dropped it down to number 10 for me, just because there's a lack of places to go and a lack of things to do on this map as compared to some of the other choices. Call of the Dead from Black Ops. Call of the Dead was the first, shall we say, unique map added into the fold of Call of Duty Zombies. The map starts with a cinematic of movie director George A. Romero shooting a movie, and then he's turned into a giant zombie. And then your usual playable characters of Tank and Takio and Richtofen and Nikolai, they're all replaced with actors of the movie that George Romero was filming. And this includes Nightmare on Elm Street star Robert Englund and Buffy the Vampire Slayer Sarah Michelle Gellar. And you got Machete himself, Danny Trejo, as well as Michael Rooker, who's known for multiple roles in multiple things. It's different. It's definitely unique, and the map itself is ginormous. It is huge. I mean, you got different characters. You're playing as different characters. There's a bunch of cool Easter eggs. Of course, a brand new wonder weapon, as well as the fact that the map was so big that there was a zip line for you to go back and forth between. It was a pretty unique experience. I played this map quite a bit with my friends, and it was a whole lot of fun. I liked the environment. I liked everything just about this map, and that's why it comes in here at number 9. RIESE from Black Ops 2. RIESE is set between 2 skyscrapers in Beijing, China. Alright, this map is one of the first Call of Duty Zombies maps to really add verticality into the fold, with playable floors on both buildings as well as elevators and elevator shafts to get to these locations. The wonder weapon for this map, or shall we say the power weapon of this map, was called the Solidifier, and it was definitely the best wonder weapon in the game to date. Of any zombie map ever, I feel as though it's the most powerful possible weapon. Once you construct the Solidifier, that weapon can take you to literally infinite rounds. modes. As long as you can play, and as long as you can keep ammo, you will go on with this weapon. Personally, I made it to round 78 playing on RIESE, and that is the highest score I've ever gotten on any zombies map. The reason RIESE actually falls down here to number 8, though, is its real lack of variety for me. Sure, there's a bunch of places for you to go on this map, and a lot of those places are viable, but just taking the solidifier and heading into the Buddha room and training around in a circle for 8 hours is by far the best way to get to a high round, and because of that, it feels like more of a grind than anything else. You know, I spent 7 hours running in circles in one room with one gun and getting myself to round 78, and I haven't played since. The map kind of just feels like a grind. It was very easy to figure out. It took maybe a day or 2 days for everyone to figure out the best possible strategy on this map, and it was not really hard to get to a high round on this map. It just became a matter of building a solidifier, going over to the room, and how much time you have to set aside to play zombies. That's really all it came down to, and because of that, it dropped down here to number 8, but the map itself was a lot of fun. I did make a lot of videos on the map, and it's a pretty interesting map, but the fact that it's just so easy to get to a high round on this map is the reason it dropped down here to number 8. Tranzit from Black Ops 2. Tranzit was the first and only attempt at adding kind of an open world feel to the zombies experience. The players would start out at the bus depot, then they'd hop on a bus, and they'd set out for adventure in an area called the Green Run. There are 9 different locations in the Green Run for the players to play while playing on Tranzit. This includes the bus depot, the tunnel, the diner, the farm, the pylon, the power plant, the hunter's cabin, town, and the Easter egg location of NUKETOWN, which of course is a remake of the very first zombies map ever made, and it's hidden out in the middle of the field. Tranzit was actually a very unique experience in zombies. It had a lot more moving, a lot more planning, a lot more setting up than any other map before or after it. Because of this, it had a ton of mixed reviews, with players either loving the open-ended nature of the map or players longing for a more nostalgic, traditional, closed-in experience in zombies. Personally, I liked Tranzit. I liked the open world, the open-end feel that you had and all the places you could go and all the things you could do. I played it a ton with friends, but due to how open it was and all the room there is for error, we never really made it to a really high round. But still, I had a lot of fun with this map, and because of that, it comes in here at number 7. Moon from Black Ops. As Treyarch continued the zombies experience from World at War into Black Ops, they really tried to move away from the feel of World War II and all the different World War II locations that all the maps were set in. They kind of decided just to move elsewhere. How far away did they move, you ask? How does 238,900 miles sound? Yes, Zombies was actually taken to the moon. Moon is definitely the most unique location of any Zombies map, and in turn, it also adds a ton of different unique features to the Zombies experience that we've never seen before or after. The implementation of oxygen suits added a whole new element to the game, and it kind of forced players to wear this mask when they were in an area that didn't have oxygen. There was a gravity mechanic that was added to the game that allowed for higher jumping, and this floating feeling, kind of like when you were in the air, and the ability to shoot zombies, have them just float away up into the air, and all the different cool things you could do. There was tons of different locations. The map was actually pretty big. There was some cool Easter eggs to do on this map. It was a pretty good experience overall. It's actually so cool that on my Xbox 360 dashboard, that this map is actually my background on the Xbox 360 dashboard, because I like this map and I like all the different places you can go. And because of all these reasons, Moon comes in here at number 6. NUKETOWN Zombies from Black Ops 2. NUKETOWN Zombies is one of my favorite maps, and it's solely because of the location. You hear the expression, location, location, location? Well, that has a lot to do with how I play Call of Duty, and my favorites, my biases towards different things within Call of Duty is the location in which things are set. I love NUKETOWN Zombies because it's set in the original map of Nuketown, which of course is from Black Ops, and was a test facility to see how nuclear weapons would affect a typical suburban neighborhood. At the end of each map on Nuketown, the nuke actually goes off, and then you're sitting here wondering, what does the map look like after the nuke goes off? Well, that question was kind of answered with NUKETOWN Zombies. NUKETOWN Zombies is exactly the same as Nuketown, except more post-apocalyptic and nuky, I guess. I love the environment so much of this map that it actually made up here to my number 5 spot, but what kept it from rising higher was the fact that the map is so small. Of course it's going to be small because it's Nuketown, and it's by far the smallest Zombies map outside of NerosCinema, which is the original Zombies map, but because of how small the map is, you can do whatever you want towards the beginning rounds, but once you start getting like around 20, trying to get up to around 30, or even higher than that, the best strategy is to just kind of run circles in the backyard, and because of that, it kind of feels like more of a grind than a super fun zombie experience. So it's a very fun map, it's a very cool environment, but the fact that the backyard cards are really the best strategy on this map. It's the best way to get to higher rounds. Really kind of make this map feel grindy, and because of that, it stopped here at number 5 and stopped it from rising higher up on my top 10 list. Town from Black Ops 2. Some of you might feel like Town shouldn't be on this list because it's part of the green run, which is Tranzit. Well, I feel like Town actually deserves its own spot on this list because of how awesome it is. It's one of the smallest zombie maps we've ever seen, but still, it was adored by Black Ops 2 fans, and in fact, it was actually played a lot more than Tranzit was. This map features 4 buildings that you can get into, as well as lava-filled streets, and a lot of players were actually turned off by the fact there was a bunch of lava in the streets and how they affected the zombies by making them explode, and the fact that you can hurt yourself by walking into lava. But for me, it never really bothered me. The lava never bothered me on this map. I just enjoyed the environment. It was just a typical American town. I like that feel of it. I played this map a ton with friends, like a ridiculous amount with friends. I also played a ton of it solo, and it was a really cool experience because Town was one of the first maps I started playing when I decided I really wanted to get into zombies and I really wanted to try and get better as a player, and it was the first big round I ever made it to solo. I made it to round 35 on this map playing solo, and prior to RIESE, that was my personal best. The Pack-a-Punch on this map is actually set in the middle of the map, which is pretty cool. I like that implementation of it, meaning that you can upgrade really quickly and go for high rounds. And for all these reasons, guys, Town comes in here at number 4. I really like this map. KINO der TOTEN from Black Ops. You didn't think I could make a top 10 zombies maps list without listing KINO, did you? KINO is set in a theater in West Berlin, right near the Berlin Wall. This map actually has a ton of playable areas and some unique features that really make the map stand out. First of all, this map introduced the Thunder Gun, which is one of the most powerful wonder weapons to date. I would actually still rank it behind the Solidifier from RIESE, but still one of the best wonder weapons in the game to date. It also had automatic turrets and had crawler zombies, which I really didn't like the crawler zombies a whole lot. This map had a lot of cool areas for you to go into and a lot of cool places for you to explore and try out different things and different strategies within the map. There was really no one set strategy that I really used on this map. I tried out a bunch of different ones. I played it a ton with a bunch of different friends over the course of my years, and I think everyone can kind of agree that KINO is one of the best zombies maps ever made. A lot of people really seem to like that map, and because of that reason, it comes in here at number 3. Mob of the Dead from Black Ops 2. Mob of the Dead is a hair short of making number 1 on my list. When you talk about environment for a zombies map, it does not get much better than Mob of the Dead for me. This map is set on the island prison of Alcatraz, which is just a few miles off of the shores of San Francisco, California. Alcatraz is boasted as being the unescapable prison. There's no way to escape from it, and during its 29 years of operation, 36 prisoners tried to escape. 23 of them were caught, 6 of them were shot, 2 of them drowned, and 5 of them are listed as missing or presumed drowned, never to be heard from again. This island is also widely considered to be one of the most haunted places in the world, making it a pretty awesome zombies location. Mob of the Dead itself, if you actually want to talk about the map, is giant. There's tons of places to go. It has a distinct 1920s feel to it, and the addition of the M1927 Thompson was a giant selling point for me. It's one of my favorite zombie weapons, and it's exclusive so far to this map. The map has a unique feature called Afterlife Mode, and because of this, players have access to different areas of the map that their normal character normally couldn't reach, and because of this, they can unlock different usable things throughout the map. The Pack-a-Punch is actually completely outside of the map, and you have to build an airplane and fly out there in Pack-a-Punch, which really made the map feel unique. It has by far, in my opinion, the best zombies Easter egg song, and because of all these reasons, it comes in here at number 2, and it's a very close second to my number 1 zombies map. NUMA from World at War. You're probably thinking to yourself, really? NUMA, Nero? Really? Yes, guys, really. NUMA is my favorite zombies map. That's the thing with most top 10 lists, right? They're all subjective, and they're all based upon personal experiences and opinion, and my opinion is that NUMA is the best zombies map. Allow me to break it down for you why I love this map. NUMA was the first open-ended zombies map in existence. Prior to it, we had NUKETOWN, TOTEN, which was very close range, very clustered, very confined. Then we had Vids, which was not as confined, but still, it was rather tight. It was basically the map Asylum from World at War in the multiplayer and made into a zombies map. It was very congested. With NUMA, you had the ability to move around. You had a bunch of different places for you to go. It was actually the second map that featured perks and zombies, and these perks were actually located at 4 different buildings throughout the map, and all of them feel like their own little mini map. If you go over to the fishing hut, that feels like its own map. If you head over to the doctor's quarters, it feels like its own map. There's a lot of different places for you to go, on a lot of different things for you to do on this map, and that's why it's my favorite zombies map. And that, it was one of the first experiences I had in zombies, where you get a bunch of your friends together, you guys go play zombies, and you're trying to learn the map. Of course, none of you are any good, so you're trying to get better at zombies as you go. And all the learning experiences I had on this map and all the cool things that we did together was really, really, really fun. The only downside to this map is the fact that there's no Pack-a-Punch on it. Pack-a-Punch was actually implemented with the next map that was released called RIESE. Pack-a-Punch would definitely have made this map a bit better. It would have made it so a lot more weapons are viable. Because there's no Pack-a-Punch, you kind of have to run around and use the traps a bit more effectively than you would on other maps. But still, I feel as though this is the best zombies map for me. I love the environment of it. I love the way it plays. I love all the memories and nostalgia I have for this map. But overall, I had the most fun on this map. It's tough to rationalize, but I feel like it's my own nostalgia for this map that made me choose it as the best zombies map of all time. I have a lot of memories on this map. It's still enjoyable for me to play to this day, and for all these reasons, it comes in here for me as the #1 zombies map of all time. And there you have it, my top 10 favorite Call of Duty zombie maps. Now, of course, top 10 lists, they're all subjective, they're all opinion-based, they're all based upon personal experiences and personal preference. So let me know in the comments, what is your guys' favorite zombie map? I'm sure there's a few of you out there, because there's roughly 5 total zombie maps that didn't make it onto this list. I'm sure someone out there, their favorite zombie map didn't even make my top 10, and they're just flabbergasted as to how their favorite map didn't make it. But once again, guys, all opinion-based, all subjective, all personal opinion, and these are my favorites. NUMA was my favorite map, Mob of the Dead being a close second. Overall though, guys, I like just about every zombie map. If I had to pick a least favorite zombie map, I would probably choose, I think I'd choose Buried. Well, I think, of course, my least favorite is NUKETOWN, TOTEN, which is the first zombie map, which is just not a good map at all. But I don't even consider that to be a map, really. My least favorite zombie map outside of NUKETOWN, TOTEN would probably be Buried. At first, Buried was very, very fun, but then after that, it's like, oh, well, suddenly this isn't as much fun anymore. After you learned everything there really was to learn about the map, 'cause it's really small, not a whole lot of things to do on that map. So let me know in the comments, what is your guys' favorite zombie map, or what is your least favorite zombie map? Let me know about that. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.